What's up, everybody? It's Broken Bones here, and welcome to KrustyKraft. Today is episode 45. Yes, it is. And today is part 2 of episode 45. And that's because in part 1, we started building this. Behind me is the Superior Universal Dirty Tree Blaster. If you haven't seen part 1 of this tutorial, then I'll leave a link for you down in the description and up in the top right-hand corner. You're definitely going to want to watch part 1 because this farm is absolutely insane. It gets oak, birch, jungle, spruce, and now acacia. Plus, dirt, rooted dirt, mud, and clay. I have fully customized this farm with a one-wide tileable shulker box loading station for all of my storage needs, and I've added a few extra circuits. This farm now has Acacia Mode, so we've added a few things from the actual tutorial. That's right, I've made a tutorial for this farm before, but it was done in creative mode and it wasn't done in survival here on KrustyKraft. Here on KrustyKraft, I've customized it exactly the way that I wanted it to be. And as you can see there, we've actually made a mistake there too. The back of that piston needs some glass on it. So let's go ahead and get some glass in our inventory. And we'll go ahead and put it on the back of that piston there. Last part of this tutorial, we actually ended right here where this lava is encased inside of all this glass. So before you move on with this part of the tutorial, then go ahead and put that glass there on that piston, just like so. And I'll go ahead and play the previous clip so you guys can pick up where you guys left off. So now that bone meal's coming into the system, next we need to come on over here with a regular piston. We're going to place that in right here just like this. Then once we have that in place, next we need to go ahead and count ourselves 7 blocks from here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to go ahead and break this block out right there. And we're going to place ourselves in a piston right there like that. We can go ahead and break out our temporary block out there and place in another piston up there like this. On this side here, we're going to go ahead and place ourselves in a block there like that. That's going to get some redstone dust on top. And on this side, we're going to place ourselves in a glass block like this. We're going to put ourselves a stair in here like this and a stair in here like that. And once we have that in place, then we can go ahead and place ourselves in some glass here and some glass there. And then we can put ourselves in a water source right here. And we can put ourselves in another water source right in here. And that's going to make it to where when we have lava up here shortly, we're going to be able to make stone. So next we need to go ahead and come up here just like this, just above here like so. Then once we have that in place, then we need to go ahead and come up by one more, just like that, just like that. There we are. Then we can go ahead and take ourselves a lava bucket. We need to go ahead and place lava in here like this. And once we have that in place, then we can go ahead and come up by a temporary block, place in some more glass, and then break that one out. Now that the top's done, once the stone gets pushed out, that's going to allow water to go down below, and we don't really want that. So next we need to go ahead and come on down here. We need to go ahead and get ourselves out here just a little bit. Let's go ahead and place ourselves in some temporary blocks out here like this. There we go. Let's get ourselves out here like that. There we go. Underneath that stone block right there, we're going to put ourselves a bit of glass. That should be good. That'll go ahead and make sure that water doesn't come out of that stone generator. Then once we have that in place, we need to go ahead and come back up here. And then right here, we need to go ahead and place ourselves in a dispenser here. Let's put ourselves a dispenser in here just like that. When this dropper right here is going to feed this dispenser here, so we're going to place in a hopper just like so. Then that dispenser is going to dispense bone meal onto this moss block, which is going to turn our stone coming into here into moss so that way the tree can grow on it. And then because we need the moss to get bone mealed, it needs to make sure that there's no grass or anything on top of it. So next we're going to go ahead and come right over here like this. Let's grab ourselves an observer. We're going to place an observer here just like this, one right there like that. It's going to come on over this way. We need to place one in here like so. Then we're going to grab ourselves a block here like this. Let's go ahead and grab that. That'll go ahead and power this piston, which will knock off any grass or carpet. And now once the grass gets knocked off, we need to go ahead and power the dispenser that's going to dispense bone meal into the moss. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves an observer off of that piston right there. We're going to put a block in right there like this. We're going to put another block in here like that, and then one on the side of that dispenser right there, and put some redstone dust right there. Now that that's in, the first thing that's going to happen, the grass is going to get knocked off, then the moss is going to get bone mealed, which will turn the stone to moss, and next we need to go ahead and push the stone up to bring in new stones to turn into moss. So next we need to go ahead and come on down here. We need to go ahead and place ourselves in an obsidian block right there, so that way the stone doesn't come out further, and we need to place ourselves in a glass block right there that we'll come back to in a moment. Next we need to go ahead and come on down here. We're going to place in 2 blocks in here just like this. We're going to place in 2 repeaters on 4 ticks each, and it's actually going to power that dropper, which is going to power that piston right in front of this obsidian right here. So once we have that in place, next we need to go ahead and come over here with 3 temporary blocks. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3, just like that. We're going to take ourselves a sticky piston and an observer just like that. Then we can go ahead and break out all of our temporary blocks, and then we'll come back to that piston in a moment. So the power of this piston is going to come from a circuit that's up by the farm that's not even built yet. So to get that down here, we need to go ahead and place in 2 blocks right here. We're going to go on top of this block. We're going to place in 2 blocks right there. And we're going to place redstone dust on top of all of those. Next, we're going to come right up here. We're going to place ourselves on a block right there, and then a block off to the side here on the side of this redstone dust here, if we can, like that. There we are. Then we need to get ourselves up and over here. So let's get ourselves up and over. Then we're going to place ourselves in a repeater right here, just like that. Then once we have the repeater in there, we need to place ourselves in another block in there, just like this. Then we need to place ourselves in a couple of temporary blocks in here, like this. I think we need to place in 1 more, just like that. There we go, 4 in total. Let's go ahead and break these out. We're going to grab ourselves a sticky piston like that with a observer just like this. We can break out the last temporary block. So now that all this is in place, we need to go ahead and come back down here where the circuit started. So we're going to come on down below here. We actually need to continue this circuit down here. So we're going to place in a temporary block, come down by 1. We can go ahead and break that one out. We need to place in another temporary block and come down by another. We're going to go ahead and place that in right here, just like so. Once we have that in place, we need to go ahead and bring this out by 2 more blocks like this, and 1 to the side, just like so. Then we need to go ahead and come up by 5 blocks. So we're going to go ahead and place a temporary block in there, 1 out to the side. So that's 1. Then this is 2, and then we have 3, and then 4, and then 5, just like that. Then once we have that in place, we can go ahead and take all of these temporary blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yep, that's all 5. Then we can take ourselves some redstone dust, extend it on down here just like this, grab ourselves a repeater like that, and then go ahead and place redstone dust onto all of these here just like so. Then once we have that in place, we can grab ourselves a sticky piston in here just like that. Then we need to go ahead and grab ourselves some temporary blocks here. We're going to go out here just like so. If we can get ourselves out here like that, there we are. Let's go ahead and get ourselves up here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and break some of these temporary blocks out just like that, and then place ourselves in another sticky piston in there just like this. We can go and get rid of that temporary block and that temporary block. Then we're going to place ourselves in a redstone block right here. We can get rid of these redstone or these temporary blocks here too. Let's go ahead and place ourselves in 1 more temporary block there. We need to get ourselves out in this area over here, so we're in this direction. Let's go ahead and get ourselves up here. We're going to place ourselves in a sticky piston in that direction right there, and that's going to have a block on its face here just like so. Then we can go ahead and break out all of our temporary blocks. Now that this is installed, we're going to come back to this later. Next, we need to go over to our redstone lamp with the on switch on it. So now we're underneath this lamp, and we're going to be installing the safe exit circuit. This farm has to make sure that it's finished doing what it's doing before you turn the farm off. And so even though you turn the switch off, it'll make sure that you exit safely and do that all properly. So we need to go and place ourselves in a temporary block there and 1 down here like that. We'll place another one in there like so. Then we need to go and break these 2 temporary blocks out here like that. We should be able to place redstone dust up there. We should be able to come over here and place redstone dust coming on down there. We need to place ourselves in another temporary block right here with another block coming down. Let's go ahead and break that one out and put a little bit more redstone dust. Once we have that in place, next we need to go and place ourselves in a temporary block right here, and we're going to go ahead and come up here just like this. There we are. Then we need to take ourselves a piston just like so, just like that, and we're going to put our redstone block on top of it. So let's go and get our redstone block here. We'll put that guy right there, and that'll go ahead and push up. Then we need to go ahead and have a circuit that's going to push down from there. So next we need to go ahead and have another piston that comes over here just like this. We need to go ahead and come up here like so. Let's go like this. We'll go 1, here we go. Let's go 1, 2, just like that. Oh, that block's going to be right there. So let's go ahead and go just like that. There we are. So now that that's in place, we can come off just like that, get rid of those temporary blocks. Now we need to go ahead and come off of here on the side of this piston right here, just like that. Oop, I fell down. Thank God there was a block right there to save me. But nonetheless, we need to go and place ourselves another temporary block right there. We're going to come out to the side here like this. We can go and get rid of that temporary block. We need to get ourselves up there, so let's place in a couple more temporary blocks in here, just like that. There we go. We're going to place in it 3 blocks in total, just like that. A temporary one, and then up 1 more, just like so. Let's go ahead and break out the temporary one down there. We're going to place in it 3 repeaters, all on 4 ticks each. There's 1, and then 2, and then 3 repeaters, all on 4 ticks each. Next, we need to go ahead and place ourselves in 4 temporary blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. We're going to place ourselves in a block right here on the side, and we're going to break this one out. We need to grab ourselves a redstone torch here. Let's grab ourselves these redstone torches right here, just like that. Let's put a redstone torch on the face of this guy. We'll go ahead and come back down off of our temporary blocks. Look back up. We're going to grab ourselves a sticky piston. That's going to come down just like so. We need to get ourselves off of there, just like that. We also need to come down here just a little bit further so we can place in ourselves an observer facing down off that piston, just like that. Now that this circuit is complete, next we need to go ahead and build the facade and the entryway. And just like that, we got all the glass all in. And now for the stairs coming down off of the front, and the walls have gone up. And now you can go ahead and see that we've got ourselves some glass here coming from the lever all the way up to our dropper, just like this, so that we have an enclosed AFK area. Out here we have 2 steps coming down that are 3 blocks wide, and then we have the wall coming up 2 blocks above that stair coming all the way across. We have some barrels for storage in these areas and some lamps in those areas, all with levers on their face and on both sides. This one actually over here needs itself a lamp right here as well. We're going to go and place that in there with a lever on its face. You'll notice that in the tutorial I don't have these barrels here and that I don't have this lamp right here. This is Acacia Mode, which is something that I'm installing for today's episode. But we still have one more lamp left to do and the roof, so let's go ahead and come up here. Next, we're going to come right up here to this area, just like that, with a stone block, just like so. This is a temporary block. Then we're going to place ourselves in a light block, just like that, 1 block away from our dropper right here, so we have an area to come up on in. Go ahead and break out your temporary block just like this, and then we're going to take a decorative block and place it on the side of that one, just like so. Next, we need to drop on down and place ourselves in a barrel facing down, just like that, with a lamp on the front of that one and a lever on the face of that one. Once we have that done, next we're going to come right over here just like this with some of these stairs. We're going to come right across here just like so. We want these to be upside down just like this to kind of give it a nice looking appeal. So we're going to go ahead and place that in there just like that. There we go. This one's going to go in there same way, just like this. We're going to turn 90 degrees, come right around the lamp right here, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side and bring it all together. So that's going to go in there just like so. Then this one's going to go in there just like this. There we go. And it should look all complete like that. Once you have that in place, next we're going to grab some more blocks. We're going to place these blocks in here just like this to go ahead and give it a finished look right here. I think right here in this middle block, I'm going to go ahead and take this out, and we're going to go ahead and replace that with a sea lantern. That'll make it nice and bright in here. So now once your entrance is looking like this, it's time to go ahead and label everything. So we're going to go ahead and put item frames in all of these areas just like this. And we're going to do the same thing on this side just like that. We're going to place one up here just like so. Once you have all of your item frames in, next we're going to come up here to this top one. This is going to be an oak sapling representing oak mode, and you can rotate this however you want to make it look the way you want it to, and I kind of want it to look like that. There we go. Then next we're going to go ahead and come down here to the bottom one. We're going to put ourselves an acacia sapling in this one just like so. So let's go ahead and turn that one in just like that. And now once we have those, then we can go ahead and place in ourselves the other 4 of these. We're going to have, what is those, azaleas and jungle saplings. Then we have spruce and we have birch. And then for the redstone lamps, we're going to put mud over here for mud mode and clay over here for clay mode. So once your facade's all done and dusted, then it's time to go ahead and come on up here. We're going to place in some hoppers now. Let's go ahead and break out our temporary block. Then we're going to come right to this dropper right here. We're going to come onto this side with our piston, and we're going to place in it 3 hoppers in just like this. 1, 2, and 3. Over here on this side, we're going to place in 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4 just like that. Over here, we're going to place in 1, 2, and 3 along the side there, just like so, leading into this hopper line. Then over here, we're going to place in 2 more hoppers, 1 and 2, just like so. Then we're going to come across here. We're going to place in 4 more, 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. Then we need to come onto this side, place in 1 there and 1 there. Next, we're going to come right up here, catty corner to our dropper. We're going to place in a hopper just like this. We're going to place in 1 just like so. Then we need to come right around here and place 2 more in this side, coming over the piston right there, and then 1 more on this side. And then once you have your hoppers in place, we're going to come on up here, and then right above your piston, we're going to skip a block, and we're going to place a stone block in there just like that with a moss block on top. Once you have that completed, next we need to go ahead and come over here to this observer right here. We need to place an observer facing up off of it, and then 1 over to the side just like that, going into this dropper. Then we need to take ourselves a trap door right here, just like this. We're going to place that in right there. And actually, I want that facing this direction. I want to have it flapping in that direction. Then we're going to have ourselves an observer observing that with the red dot facing this direction. Then we're going to place ourselves a sticky piston on that one. That's going to push this dispenser forward. That moving forward will break any grass or carpet that grows on top of the moss, making sure that the player can plant a sapling. And then because azalea trees have two different types of saplings, we're going to install a circuit that makes sure that you always get the same type of sapling. So next we need to go ahead and come up right here with a dropper just like that, and then another dropper coming off to this side just like so. Over here on this side, we're going to place ourselves in a hopper just like that, and then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and place ourselves in a couple blocks over here on the side. We're going to come over here just like this. We need to place in a block in here just like that, another one over here like so, one more up here just like this, and we're going to install ourselves an observer just like that facing in that direction. Then over here on this side, we're going to come back over here. What we need to do now is we need to go and grab ourselves a sticky piston. We're going to place ourselves in a sticky piston in here just like this, and then another sticky piston in here facing sideways on this observer here just like that. We also need a button on this block right here, and now what we have is we'll make it to where this piston gets powered by a circuit that'll go ahead and extend and retract. It'll go ahead and spit out a sapling to me, making sure that I always get an azalea sapling. And my shulker box will be right here, so anytime I want to break my shulker box, I can hit this button and it'll break off to me. Now that this is installed, next we're going to come on over to this area where we need to grab ourselves a decorative block. We're going to place that in right there just like so. We're also going to place in a block up here just like this. We also need to place in some redstone bits right in here. We're going to place ourselves in a repeater going right into that moss block like so. We're going to take 2 bits of redstone dust, place them here and there. Then we're going to put a 4-tick repeater going into that block leading out of the farm right there. Once we have that in place, we need to put in another decorative block here, but this one needs to be a transparent block since it's going to be cutting off that redstone. So we're going to place in ourselves a stair block, but we're going to place it in backwards so it looks complete from this side. It'll look nice once we're done. Then once we have that in place, next we can go ahead and grab a couple more decorative blocks. We need to place in a decorative block right there, and right there, and right there, and right there. Once we have those done, we can come right around here, do the same thing on this side as well. And now the bottom half of this side is all decorated. Next we need to come onto this side over here. We're going to place in 1 line of blocks here just like so. Then we're going to place in 2 more coming across here just like this. Once we have those in place, next we're going to come right up here. We're going to come up by 9 blocks. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 7, 8, 9, just like that. Once we have that in place, next we need to go ahead and come on down over here. We're going to place a block right here and a block over here. This is going to be a total of 8 blocks tall. So this is going to be 1 block, and then we have 2, 3, and 4, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and 7, 5, 6, and 7, and then 8, just like that. You should see that that's actually just level with that one over there. Then once we have that done, next we need to go ahead and come on over here to this area. We need to place in a block there and a block there, and then we're going to do these up by 8 as well, same height as these. So this is 1, so this is 2, 3, and 4, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 5, and 6, there we go, 7 and 8, just like so. There we go, we should be level with the top now. So now that we have all of these built up all the way around, we're ready to start placing in our pistons, and we're going to come right over here on this side. We need to place in ourselves some sticky pistons in right here and right there. Then once we do that, we need to take ourselves an observer faced in just like this with a regular piston on it just like that. Then once we have that in place, next we need to come right over here. We're going to take ourselves some sticky pistons. We need to grab ourselves a temporary block. Let me go ahead and grab those, and we'll place in a temporary block right in here like that. I think that's good right there. Let's go ahead and place in ourselves a couple of sticky pistons in there just like that. We can come back here and break out our temporary block. Where's my pick? Let's go ahead and grab that here. We'll break this temporary block just like so, and then we can go ahead and double these up. We're going to make this 2 tall just like this. We're going to grab ourselves 2 observers and 2 regular pistons in here just like that. And then right here we need to grab ourselves 2 observers just like this, and then 2 of these regular pistons faced in there just like that. Once you have your pistons in place, the next we're going to put in some sticky pistons in there just like this. Then we need to come onto the back side over here. We're going to come in into this area right here. Then on the sides of those sticky pistons, on the backs of them, we're going to place in some regular pistons just like this right in front of those observers. Then once we have those in place, next we need to come right over here. We're going to place in ourselves a couple of sticky pistons. So we're going to come in just like this, 1 and 2, just like so. Let's go ahead and break out that extra one that I placed out back here. We don't need this one. So once we get rid of that, we can go ahead and come back around here. Next, we need to go ahead and place ourselves in 2 observers in here just like this, and 2 sticky pistons on the faces of them just like that. Once you have these pistons in place, next we're going to go ahead and do the next layer over on this side right here. Let's go ahead and hop up right here. We're going to place ourselves in a temporary block on the side right here with a sticky piston in just like this. Let's go ahead and break out our temporary block. Then we're going to put 4 sticky pistons in total. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 all the way across just like that. On the outsides, we're going to get observers facing inwards just like this. And then on the inside, we're going to get 2 regular pistons facing inwards just like that. Around the back here, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 with our sticky pistons. Put observers facing inwards just like that with 2 regular pistons facing in just like this. This section and that section, we're going to go ahead and raise those all the way up to the top, the same height as these pillars right here. Then on top of here, we're going to do the exact same thing right here. We need to go ahead and place in 2 sticky pistons in here just like this with an observer on the front here like that and a regular piston on the front here just like this. Over here in the middle here, bridging the gap, we're going to place ourselves in a regular or sticky piston in just like that. Now from here on out, we need to go ahead and raise this up. So if I was going to raise this side up, we'd go ahead and grab ourselves an observer just like this. We need ourselves a couple of sticky pistons, so we're going to place a sticky piston in all in the same orientation going all the way up. As I'm getting higher, I'm noticing that it's easier to put a pillar right here in the middle so I can hop on and off of it, placing in all of the blocks here just like this. If we go all the way across here too high, we can go ahead and do that all the way up here just like so. Hop back onto our pillar and place in the regular pistons, and then go ahead and pillar up and do it again. And then just like that, we have all of our pistons now in place. We got a few temporary blocks around, but we still need to have these to go do some work up here. So now I've covered every block up here with a block of glass. So every single block has been covered. Next, we need to go ahead and come to the center here. We're going to come to the center where that moss block is, about up here. So next we need to go ahead and get ourselves up here. Let's go ahead and place ourselves in 1 glass block in here to the side. On this side of the center, we're going to go ahead and place ourselves a glazed terracotta block. Right in the dead center, right above that moss block, we're going to place ourselves in a sea lantern. Then we're going to surround that sea lantern with more of these glazed terracotta blocks. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this area, this whole 5x5 with glass. And then once you've filled in all the glass blocks, it should be looking just like this. But to continue on with the tutorial, you're going to need to go ahead and continue on watching part 3 because this video is too long to fit into one video. But nonetheless, as you can see, we are down there using it. I've got my second account down there planting acacia trees. The farm is working just fine, so I know you guys are going to love it. And as you can see here, the whole thing is working down below. Here comes in some more trees coming in right now, and everything's working just fine. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the tutorial. And if you did, be sure to smack the like button for me and subscribe if you guys are new. I'm Broken Bones, and I'll see you guys in the next part of this tutorial. Take it easy, everybody.